Part 120. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 1193. 1192. Not surprisingly, He Tiantian achieved first place again, and the second place was a female athlete from South Korea. However, when the results were announced, He Tianatian's results were invalid due to a foul. The first place was the athlete from South Korea. The Korean female athletes who were originally a little disappointed immediately burst into tears and were extremely excited. They knelt down and worshipped facing the stands where there were more Korean spectators. He Tiantian was a little confused. I was dizzy. Huo Yingzhi really hit the target, blowing the whistle. Country H disagreed and immediately complained, asking for a re-evaluation of He Tianatian's results. With the development of technology, there are videos both on the surface and underwater. It's so shameless, Coach Wu scolded. These sticks are trying to steal food from the tiger's mouth. Teacher, he is the first. Teacher, his grades don't count, they are the first, Zhu's Hitao said angrily. They have no sportsmanship. We didn't see the violations mentioned. We asked to see the video. Well, I believe teacher he will not commit a foul. Coach Wu is confident. He usually trains well and has won medals before, so he can appeal with confidence. If it were in the past, the Olympic Committee might have been slow to respond to Country H's appeal, but this time it was He Tianatian's achievement. He Tiantian is now a prominent figure in this Olympics and has great influence internationally. At the same time, it was a Korean referee who invalidated He Tianatian's score, which is somewhat intriguing. The Olympic Committee immediately accepted this complaint. Because it involved awarding awards, Country H's head coach Wu, director Lee, He Tiantian, and He Tianatian's coach Zhu's Hitao were all there. The female athlete from South Korea also came in with the relevant personnel from South Korea. The working group of the Olympic Committee brought in the video to watch He Tianatian's entire swimming process first. Starting from the starting gun, He Tiantian entered the water with a perfect posture, and then swam quickly. Every movement was very standard. When he turned around, his posture became more graceful, and the muscles in his body were full of strength and beauty. At this moment, everyone saw it was the elf in the water. From the beginning to the end, in that short period of time, everyone watched the video intently, until He Tiantian was the first to reach the finish line and the race time was displayed. There was no problem with his movements and it was perfect. Wow, one of the Olympic Committee staff members exclaimed after the video ended, it's extremely perfect. His results are valid. Others nodded and voted in favor. When the relevant personnel in South Korea saw such a video, they had nothing to say. There was both disappointment and anger on their faces, especially the Korean athlete, who looked at He Tiantian with eyes full of resentment and even a little humble. He Tiantian was a little surprised that so many expressions could be seen on one person's face. Country H's appeal here was successful, and He Tianatian's results were valid and she won the gold medal. In the subsequent competition, He Tianatian's results were perfect. In order to prevent the Korean referees from being deliberately biased, the Olympic Committee only used European and American referees. Not only did he get fair treatment, but He Tianatian's performance was impeccable. No matter which referee was there, he couldn't find any problems. This is absolute strength. He Tiantian has won 7 gold medals and has caused strong repercussions at home and abroad. The final competition is the freestyle team relay. Zhu's Hitao was excited. This time, his team members, He Tiantian, won 7 gold medals. Seventies' performance was also very outstanding. She actually won a gold medal in the 1,500-meter freestyle, a silver medal in the 800-meter freestyle, and a silver medal in the 400-meter freestyle. Mi won the bronze medal in freestyle, 11 Rong, and Lu Yuhua won the bronze medal, and their results were not bad. Because Qiao Lihong and Cai Fenfang withdrew from the race, only 11 Rong and Lu Yuhua could participate in the team relay. All are members of Zhu's Hitao's team. This is the last stage of the swimming team's schedule. Don't be nervous, Zhu's Hitao said. If you work hard from the first 3 strokes and give the last stroke to teacher He, you will always get a medal. When Zhu's Hitao said this, not only did he not ease everyone's nervousness, but they made them even more panicked. He Tian came over, calm and relaxed. Seeing Sci-fi 11 wrong and others like this, she smiled and said, "What's wrong?" Teacher He, I'm nervous, 11 wrong said, "I have never won a gold medal. I want to take advantage of you and win the gold medal through this relay race." Haha, He Tian smiled, "Don't worry, I've calculated it. As long as you show your usual training results and my final sprint, you can definitely win the gold medal." Really, Lu Yuhua was excited. She didn't have a gold medal yet, and her best result was only a bronze medal. Although the results of the swimming team were good, her results were not good and unremarkable. Of course, He Tian said, "Believe me. Appropriate tension will help the competition, but being overly nervous like you is a bit bad. Just do your best, don't be nervous, there is still me." Since Yefifa won the gold medal, she has become somewhat confident in her own strength and said, "With teacher He, we don't have to worry. Come on." "Well, come on, for the gold medal." 11 wrong and Lu Yuhua said in unison. He Tian stretched out her hand, and the other 3 people put their hands on it and said together, "Come on." The game started. The first player was Yefifa, who went hand in hand with the members of the American team and almost arrived at the same time. Head coach Wu and Zhu's Hitao nodded, expressing satisfaction with this result. Next is 11 wrong. Although she tried her best, she was in second place. Lu Yuhua, the least favored player, performed very well this time. Although the 3rd Battalion was in 3rd place, it was only half a body away from the 2nd place, which can be regarded as an extraordinary performance. The last stroke was taken by He Tian. All the Chinese people present and all the spectators who liked He Tian, the swimming miracle, stood up and looked at the elf in the water. He Tian uses her actions to tell everyone that as long as you have strength and perseverance, you can successfully counterattack. Before turning around after 100 meters, he passed the 2nd place. After turning around, he pursued the 1st place team M with all his strength. This gold medal is nothing to He Tian, but she doesn't want the little girls around her to be disappointed. With this gold medal, it may help them go further in swimming. He Tian is really a miracle in swimming. Halfway through the 50-meter return journey, he has already surpassed the 1st place. It's so easy and effortless. When He Tian reached the finish line, the audience stood up. He is the most dazzling sports star in this Olympic Games. The audience stood up and applauded He Tian. These people include the audience, He Tian's friends, teammates, colleagues, and staff. During the award ceremony, Lu Yuhua and 11 wrong came around to give He Tian a few kisses. If they are really blessed by He Tian, they can stand at the top, sing the national anthem, accept awards, with gold medals hanging around their necks. The sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 1194. 1193. With 8 gold medals, He Tian became the athlete with the most gold medals in this Olympic Games. At the same time, she is also the oldest athlete in the competition. She is 33 years old this year, which means she is already 34 years old. Domestic newspapers cover He Tian almost every day, and even He Tian appears frequently in national news. It's on the morning news in the morning, it's on the lunchtime news, it's on the evening news. Foreign newspapers also devoted a large amount of space to reporting on He Tian, which caused a huge response. He Jingyu and Wang Shuping were very happy and said to He Tian, "Your sister is so amazing. You should learn from your sister and be an excellent person." He Daodu had a grimace on his face. He had worked very hard and had now completed the junior high school courses by himself and was about to study in high school. I usually study music, art, and languages, English, Chinese, German, French, Latin, and Italian. Well, I will work hard, he Daodu said. Her sister is so outstanding, and as her younger brother, naturally she cannot lag behind. It's just that he really has no talent for swimming, so he just needs to be a swimming enthusiast. Although it was hard work, he Daodu didn't find it difficult and was able to learn it. Okay, Daodu has worked very hard, Bai Qianjiao said. Daodu is the smartest child I have ever seen, and Tian Tian is the strongest-minded girl I have ever seen. Shuping, I have to thank you for giving me birth such a wonderful granddaughter. If she can have a son, daughter-in-law, and grandchildren, she, Bai Qianjiao, can be considered a winner in life. Wang Shuping was a little embarrassed and said modestly, it's the children's hard work. Haha, you're very good, Bai Qianjiao praised her. Please arrange your work. I'm going to go back to China during the National Day. I guess I won't be able to wait for Tian Tian to come see me. He Jingyu smiled bitterly and said, hey, Huo Yingjia's job is too special. I heard before that Huo Yingjia was away from home during the Chinese New Year and went to some base to do experiments. Those are state secrets and cannot be leaked. In addition, Tian Tian was assassinated before, so the boss is probably more sensitive and won't let Tian Tian come over. Yes, if Tian Tian comes, National M Congress will keep an eye on Tian Tian, Bai Qianjiao said. If we can't come, then we will go back. He Jingyu nodded and said, by the way, mother, I think the teaching here in the United States is too simple. I want Daodu to go back to Yanjing to attend high school, and then come back to take the college entrance examination. Bai Qianjiao thought for a while and said, it's not impossible to let Daodu go to Yanjing to study, but I think it's a bit early. I want Daodu to finish the university courses here and then go to Yanjing. By then, it will be just right, we can bring emerging industries from country M to the country. You mean computers, the internet? He Jingyu asked. It is said that this is called the Third Industrial Revolution. Well, yes, Bai Qianjiao nodded. Although I think the education in Yanjing is good, I think this place is more suitable for Daodu's future needs. Okay then, He Jingyu said, then let Daodu continue to study in country M. Wang Shuping breathed a sigh of relief. She was really afraid that her husband would send her son back to China. Then she would be very conflicted. Should she stay abroad with her husband or follow her son back to China? After that, He Jingyu quickly arranged work and prepared to return to Yanjing with his family. He Tianation's game is over, and He Tian Tian takes Wei Yuan and Kui Ying shopping in Seoul. Huo Yingjia followed closely behind him and saw a lot of scenery. However, He Tian Tian and Kui Ying went to buy gifts to give to their families. Kui Ying and Wei Yuan also bought some, but He Tian Tian paid for them, which was regarded as a reward for Kui Ying and Wei Yuan. Are we still here to watch the game? Kui Ying asked while eating fried rice cakes. He Tian Tian can't eat randomly for the time being, just watch Kui Ying and Wei Yuan eat. Go back and clean up, talk to Coach Zhu and Coach Wu, and let's go home, He Tian Tian said. I haven't taken a vacation for a long time, and I haven't spent time with my children, so I want to go back early. Well, let's go then, Kui Ying nodded. After I go back, I also want to see my baby. By the way, Kui Ying, how old is your baby now? He Tian Tian asked. Is he still with your father? Kui Ying smiled and said, she is 4 years old and she is with my father. But before the game, my father sent me a message saying that he took the child to Kijia village to find my second uncle. Haha, yes, last time I went to Grandma Chi San's place, I saw Professor Kui serving as the head of the Shenlong Temple, He Tian Tian said. He said it was suitable for cultivation and he wasn't going to leave. He was still there. He has opened a Shenlong sect and is recruiting disciples. Yeah, I'll go and see it this time too, Kui Ying said, a family reunion. Okay, then you buy more children's toys, He Tian reminded. Although your son has been practicing since he was a child, he is still a child. How can a child not like toys? Look at the toys in my house, there are several, the basket can't even be filled. Then I'll listen to you and buy more. After all, you, the big boss, will pay for it, Kui Ying said, and went to pick out some more toys. When I came back in the evening, I saw Coach Wu, Director Li, and Zhu's Hitao, who had drunk a little too much. Head coach, Director Li, Coach Zhu, my game is over. I went out for a walk today and bought some things. I will go home early, okay, He Tian smiled and sat on the chair next to him. The athletes of our swimming team can go back, Coach Wu said. I will also go back tomorrow, and we will go together then. Hitao, you study with Director Li and see where you can help. Yes, head coach Zhu's Hitao thanked him. This was the head coach giving him the opportunity to perform in front of Director Li. The previous director Jiao was punished because of Jiao Lihong's incident. Jiao Lihong and Cai Fenfang were suspended for 2 years. Director Jiao is now transferred from the position of director to become a small section chief in another unit. Okay, let's go together tomorrow, He Tian smiled, then I won't disturb the leader's rest. Well, you are very good. The swimming team has achieved good results because of you. We all have to thank you, Coach Wu said. When I go back, I will continue to reward you for your merits. He Tian smiled bitterly and asked, isn't it another bicycle reward? Haha, several people laughed. Maybe I'll give you a bicycle as a reward. Every time he rewards for merit, He Tian gets a lot of bicycles. He Tianation's family doesn't need so much, so it is usually given directly to the employees in the company as benefits. Okay, He Tian didn't know whether to laugh or cry, so she could only lead him. The next day, He Tian took her luggage and prepared to go home. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 1195. 1194. Also on the plane was Director Jiao. Director Jiao looked at He Tian with complicated eyes. He knew he couldn't blame He Tian for this matter, but something happened to his niece and his seat was gone. It's like a chicken and egg. Now that He Tian is in the limelight, even if Director Jiao has some doubts about He Tian, he doesn't dare to say it at this time. After you go back, ask your niece again. But Director Jiao no longer believes his niece's words. If she hadn't been fooling around, how could he be like this? He Tian didn't look at Director Jiao, that man brought it upon himself. He ignored his niece at home and allowed his niece to use his identity to run rampant in the national team. He Tian was older and not as experienced as her, but Jiao Lihong used despicable methods again and again. That is to say, there was someone around her to help, so she didn't get tricked. If he were an ordinary person, he would have been disabled long ago. After getting on the plane, He Tian took out her eye mask and went to sleep. I got home just in time for lunch, so I didn't have to take a nap and could send the kids to school. On the entire plane, there were many people protecting He Tian in the dark. Because Huo Yingzhe is around, He Tian is not afraid of being attacked by Demon Knight again, and sleeps peacefully, as if He Tian is not afraid at all as long as Huo Yingzhe is around. I wish to be with him. Even if I die, I would like to be with him. So don't be afraid. Coach Wu has been in a state of excitement and in good spirits. After returning home, he can celebrate properly. After getting off the plane, Huo Yingzhe's car parked directly on the special passage. He Tian took her luggage, said goodbye to Coach Wu and other teammates, and got into Huo Yingzhe's car. Head coach, Why don't teacher he come with us? A staff member asked in a low voice. The passage over there seems to be used by a big shot, right? Coach Wu said, teacher he is the big shot now. Okay, don't ask any more questions, you will know later. When the staff saw what Coach Wu said, they stopped asking. Maybe they would be able to find out if they went back and asked other old employees. Kui Ying and Wei Yuan put He Tian Tian in Huo Yingjia's car, and they went home for the holidays. With Huo Yingjia here, there would be no need for them. After getting in the car, He Tian Tian smiled and said, being a stalker for a few days, isn't it very enjoyable? What's so exciting? Huo Yingjia was unhappy, you can only watch but not eat. Haha, He Tian Tian smiled coquettishly, remembering the two of them flirting with each other before, but not letting Huo Yingjia do it, which made Huo Yingjia anxious and very painful. In order not to affect He Tianation's game, Huo Yingjia could only endure it. When I got home, the child was having dinner and was very happy to see his mother coming. Okay, mom didn't have lunch either. Let's eat together, have dinner, and then look at the gifts. Okay, He Tian Tian said. Firstly, it's because she likes to eat hometown food, and secondly, she doesn't want her children to eat because of her. The arrival is not a good meal. Seeing what their mother said, the children were very obedient and started to eat by themselves, but they kept looking at He Tian Tian because they really missed their mother. After dinner, He Tian Tian put one gold medal each on the children's necks. Congratulations, you are all champions now, He Tian Tian said. Do you like it? I like it, the child responded. Mom, do you have any other gifts? Although gold medals are valuable, they cannot be used for fun. It would be better to have some realistic gifts. Yes, they are all there, He Tian Tian said, pointing to a big bag not far away. It's all in there, go get it yourself. The four children ran over, opened the box, and looked for gifts. Huo Ruiman took a cute cartoon rabbit doll, Huo Ruwa asked for a pair of chess pieces, Huo Xianxian fell in love with a nice hairpin, and Huo Xiaosan snatched the toy car. Everyone got their favorite gifts and played there. Seeing that it was almost time for class, He Tian Tian and Huo Yingjia sent their children to school together. Send me to work. After sending the child to school, He Tian Tian originally wanted to go home, but she heard the big baby acting coquettishly. He Tian Tian saw Huo Yingjia holding her hand and not letting go. Okay, let's stay with him. Okay, He Tian Tian said, I'll see you enter the door with my own eyes, and then I'll go to the shop. Huo Yingjia smiled, squeezed He Tianation's hand gently, and said, that's great, let's go. In the car, Huo Yingjia whispered to He Tian Tian about things in the work unit, and He Tian Tian listened carefully. Half an hour later, we arrived at Huo Yingjia's unit. Be careful on the road, Huo Yingjia said, let's go to grandma's house together in the evening. I'll go to the shop to buy some things and then go back, He Tian Tian said. After picking up the child, let's go to the old house together. Huo Yingjia kissed He Tian Tian on the face before getting out of the car. He Tian Tian also opened the car window and watched Huo Yingjia enter the unit. The accompanying staff were all used to it. Huo Yingjia was a love saint. It had spread in the original unit even before he was married. When he arrived at the new unit, there was Zhou Yuan Xiao, a big mouth, about Huo Yingjia's past things. They were all shaken out. As a result, other people in the unit felt that Huo Yingjia was a living, flesh and blood person, rather than the cold and distant flower of the high mountain who only knew how to experiment. However, there are also women who want to get close to Huo Yingjia. However, Huo Yingjia is very strict in his work. As long as he finds any inappropriate behavior, he will be removed immediately. At the same time, He Tianation's appearance several times also gave those lesbians with intentions a break. The leader has such a beautiful wife, who would fall in love with little wildflowers. Huo Yingjia arrived at the unit and started busy working, temporarily forgetting everything outside. He Tian went to Sanfan Bridge to buy some things, and at the same time went to Zhang Wen's place to sit and pick up some clothes. He Tian's arrival caused a huge sensation in Zhang Wen's studio. "Teacher He, please sign for us," Xiao Yang said excitedly, taking out his notebook and asking He Tian to sign. "Teacher He, let's take a group photo. I really like you, Teacher He." As soon as He Tian came in, everyone became excited and crazy, and some customers were even more happy to see He Tian. "Oops, that is the most famous athlete in the history of China. 8 Olympic gold medals. It's great." Although He Tian was a little surprised, this was Zhang Wen's studio. She couldn't turn around and leave. She could only cooperate and keep smiling until half an hour later, everyone calmed down. Zhang Wen brought He Tian to the office, poured a cup of coffee for He Tian, and said, "Drink some, I must have scared you just now." A bit. He Tian shrugged, "I didn't expect everyone to be so enthusiastic." The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 1196. 1195. Zhang Wenwen smiled and took out a contract from the drawer. "I have more enthusiastic people here," Zhang Wenwen said. "My sportswear, winter clothes and sneakers are already on the market. Now that you have won so many gold medals, hurry up and take a few more photos for me. While you are so popular, I will further increase our visibility." Now He Tian is comparable to the giant panda, well known throughout the country, and even shines internationally. Tang Qian has formulated a comprehensive publicity strategy based on He Tian's characteristics to further enhance his popularity. He Tian took it over to look at it and said with a smile, "Oh, it's so generous, there's an extra zero." "Haha, this is the power of Olympic gold medals." Zhang Wenwen smiled, "Our legal department has already contacted your unit. As long as they agree, we will send the money directly. Although it will be in your hands, only the remaining it's half the time, but it's a formal way after all, so I won't cause you any trouble." "Well, okay," He Tian said, "if it all goes into my pocket, even if I make great contributions to the country, some people will look at me unfavorably." "That's right," Zhang Wenwen said, "if you are free during this period, we can shoot tomorrow, okay?" He Tian nodded and said, "Okay, if we don't shoot these days, after the Olympics are over, we will probably have to hold celebration parties frequently, and I may not have time." "I think so too," Zhang Wenwen said, "everything is subject to your time." "You are still thoughtful," He Tian said. "By the way, Wenwen, I will endorse you to prove that I trust you. The quality of clothes and shoes must be well controlled. If you pass off shoddy goods, you will lose more than just the customers, the market, and my reputation." Zhang Wenwen nodded and said, "Cousin, don't worry, I'm not very good at sports shoes, so I asked a famous master of sports shoes to design them based on the characteristics of our Orientals, and I also trained some designers. In the future you will gradually be able to take charge of your own business, and you will not have to lose money while accompanying others." "That's good," He Tian said. "By the way, who is responsible for the sneakers? Can you trust them?" "Of course I can trust it," Zhang Wenwen said. "My eldest brother is responsible. Originally, my father and grandfather were not willing to let my eldest brother go to sea. My cousin heard about it and wanted to come over to help me, but I refused. My brother, that person may not care about developing the market, but he is serious and meticulous in his work and can ensure the quality of the product. I just need to hire a marketing director to expand the market. But my cousin is quick thinking and very shrewd, but I don't like the way she does things. She may not be good at the beginning, but once she takes control of the situation, she will keep it in her own pocket. I don't dare to leave such an important thing to her." He Tian listened, nodded, and said, "It's good that you know what you know, but after all, she is your cousin, you can't let her make no money at all, You can allocate an area in Yanjing and let her open a store, let her make some money too, otherwise you will have a hard time making irresponsible remarks in front of your elders. Jiang Wenwen smiled bitterly and said, I didn't want to give it at first, but the whole family came to plead for me, so I gave her the DC area so she can open a store there. Well, yes, even if you don't like her, you can't resist the pressure of your elders, He Tian said, as long as she does a good job, you don't have to worry too much. I think so too, Jiang Wenwen said, now our company is completely on track. The sports service series, women's clothing series, and men's clothing series have each established their own marketing systems. After all, my personal energy is limited, so I still give it to with capable people managing. I still like to do design. Yeah, don't do everything by yourself, it's too tiring. He Tian agreed very much with Jiang Wenwen and said, you just need to manage the finances and inspect the department, and let capable people do the rest. Here, He Tian took clothes for the children from Jiang Wenwen and was about to leave. Just as she was about to go out, Jiang Wenwen took out her sunglasses from her bag and said, cousin, you are a celebrity now. You'd better put on your sunglasses, otherwise people will recognize you when you go outside. He Tian was stunned, not yet aware of becoming a celebrity. You still don't believe it? Jiang Wenwen asked, you already knew it just by looking at it. It would be better to put on sunglasses. Thinking that she had something else to do and couldn't delay, he took the glasses from Jiang Wenwen and said, okay, I'll take the glasses and send them to you another day. That's a new one I bought for you, Jiang Wenwen said, okay, if you have something to do, I won't stop you. I'll call you tonight and you can just go directly to the shooting location tomorrow. Okay, He Tian agreed, put on her sunglasses and left. After returning, He Tian counted the time, took the child home, gave the child some snacks, put on new clothes, and went to the old house together. He Tian also sent someone to pick up Huo Yingqi and Xiao Jian and take them directly to the Huo family's old house. Huo Yingji came back, and his whole family visited relatives. Mr. Huo and Mrs. Huo were very happy to see He Tian and said, awesome, awesome. He Tian knew that Mr. Huo liked to collect, so he took out a red box with gold medals in it and said, Grandpa, you like to collect. Granddaughter-in-law, I will give you a gold medal for your collection. Haha, I want to collect the gold medal won by the greatest athlete since the founding of country H. Mr. Huo smiled and took it over happily. There was also a piece of paper in the box with record-breaking results written on it. Okay, really good. Grandma, this is a fan I bought in South Korea. Although it is not as refined as the one in Jiangnan, it still has local characteristics, He Tian said, giving the gift to Mrs. Huo. It looks good, I like it very much, Mrs. Huo said, you have worked hard in the competition. Take a good rest at home. Yes, He Tian agreed. Mom, the top of your fan is a crane, which means longevity, Zhang Lifang said, the one I have is a peony, which is also very beautiful. Yes, as I get older, I just want to live a few more years, Mrs. Huo said, this gift is sent to my heart. Huo Yingqi also has one, embroidered with magnolia flowers, quiet and elegant. As for Song Chunli's gift, He Tian has already packed it because it will be mailed out tomorrow. One night, everyone was very happy. After going back in the evening, Aunt Guo said, Teacher Jiang Wenwen called just now and asked you and Li Xian to go to the People's Park in the south of the city to take photos together tomorrow. Okay, He Tian agreed, thank you Aunt Guo, you guys should go back and rest. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 1197. 1196. Aunt Guo and Uncle Guo now live directly in the small courtyard over the second gate, so that they can work better. Let them do whatever they have to do in the evening. The working hours are longer than before, but the salary is much higher. Now the couple has a combined salary of 1,000 yuan, year-end bonus, quarterly bonus, and other benefits. Their salary is higher than that of most people in Yanjing. The couple supports the elderly and sends their 3 children to school, and they can still live a prosperous life, which shows that He Tian's salary is high. He Tian has always been generous to the people around her, letting them do their best to help her without any worries. Are you going to take pictures with Li Xian? Huo Yingzhe asked, a little depressed. If possible, he would like to take Li Xian's place. He Tian smiled and said, yes, sportswear, I am the female spokesperson, and Li Xian is the male spokesperson. It's just taking photos, nothing else, don't worry. It's been so long, the Snake King is very good, don't be so cautious. Okay, Huo Yingzhe nodded. He was a little cautious. You can't be too fussy, otherwise you'll even outsmart that little snake. Yeah, I love you, He Tian said unexpectedly, kissing Huo Yingzhe passionately. Huo Yingzhe was full of complaints and disappeared. Another passionate and romantic night. Early the next morning, He Tian and Li Xian went to a beautiful place to take pictures. Photos of sportswear cannot be static. He Tian is being commanded by Qin Shuang to run and jump. If he wasn't a good friend, if he didn't own shares, He Tian wouldn't want to take the photo. Li Xian did it easily and the photos he took were very good. The work that originally took 2 days was completed in 1 day, which was very efficient. I thought I would have 2 days of leisure, but Huang Jingli came in person, took out the contract and said, Tian, hurry up and take time to shoot commercials for me. We filmed it at the beginning of the year, why are we filming it again now? He Tian asked, looking at the price on the contract, there was an extra 0. The beginning of the year is the beginning of the year, and now it is now, and you are the world champion, Huang Jingli said. Our water heater is the best in the country and is also competitive internationally, so the advertisement needs to be reshot. Okay, He Tian nodded, then do you have a notebook? Yes, Huang Jingli said, our main product is water heaters. How about we shoot an advertisement of you taking a shower? Huo Yingzhe, who was reading the newspaper over there, raised his eyes and glanced at Huang Jingli. Huang Jingli shrank her head, smiled coquettishly, and said, it's not a bath, it's just water spraying from our water heater. When you are under the shower, you only pat the upper part of the shoulder, not the lower part. Hearing this, Huo Yingzhe continued to read the newspaper. Haha, He Tian nodded, okay, pay attention to the scale. That's natural, Huang Jingli said, don't worry, I'll ask Qin Shuang to shoot this time. It's a female director, so maybe it's better. That's okay, He Tian agreed, you guys can discuss it and sign a contract with the team, and then I can go filming. We are not outsiders. You shoot first, and I will communicate with your team, Huang Jingli said, otherwise the 2 sides will do it at the same time. When the contract is finalized, it will take several days to complete the filming, which is a waste of time. He Tian agreed, okay, we'll shoot tomorrow. Huang Jingli was agreed here, and Niu Dajin and his wife, Tang Qian, and his wife came over there. Niu Dajin posted a contract, a national advertisement for Sanfenqiao. Qi Zhenmin took out the contract, the endorsement of Fuxi Automobile. Tang Qian took out an artist contract and this time he must sign He Tian. What are you doing? He Tian was speechless, you all want to shoot an advertisement with me. The 3 people opposite nodded. Tang Qian, the boss of the entertainment company, said more professionally, you are now the most famous athlete in China. Your value is more than that, so I hope you sign a contract with us. We will use as many resources as possible to shape you more outward appearance. I don't know whether the image is good or not, but I know that as long as you endorse me, our Sanfenqiao sales will increase by at least 30%. This is a conservative estimate, Niu Dajin said, so you must spoke for me. Although Fuxi Automobile is well known in China, other car manufacturers are now entering China. In order to occupy the market as soon as possible, Sister Tian Tian, you must endorse me, Qi Jinmin said. The amount is up to you. When Tian Tian heard this, she rolled her eyes and said, you can set the terms as I please. To put it nicely, I have a stake in Fuxi Automobile. The more you drive it, the more you give it away. It's not a good deal for me. Haha, Qi Jinmin smiled. Sister Tian Tian, come on, come and endorse me. I have already thought of the advertising script. You are a female agent. You swim up from the water, get into my car, and travel across mountains and rivers, dumping me all the way. Drive the bad guy behind. How dare you think about it? The muscles on Tianation's face twitched. Okay, you can go talk to your team, and I will cooperate with you. In the next few days, Tian Tian filmed several commercials. I originally wanted to rest, but now I can't. After the Olympics, all the athletes from China came back and informed Tian Tian to hold a celebration party. Different from the past, Tian Tian is now comparable to the giant panda of the swimming team. Wherever he goes, he will receive warm congratulations from everyone. Tian Tian has always been kind and cheerful, but she can't hold it any longer. Finally, we arrived at Coach Wu's office. Director Li and other leaders were also there. Teacher, he is here. Director Li smiled. Sit down, I have something good for you here. Tian Tian was a little surprised and asked, what's a good thing? Take a look. Director Li handed Tian Tian an agreement with a smile on his face. Tian Tian took a closer look and saw that it was a public service announcement for the National Hope Project. Okay, Tian Tian smiled, this is a good thing, I am very happy. She also has the Spring Rain Project under her name. Although it also focuses on the education of children in remote mountainous areas, its coverage is not as large as that of national projects, so Tian Tian is willing to do this public service announcement because it is doing good things anyway. Thank you for your support, Director Li said with a smile. We have already reported it to you. You will be the National Outstanding Youth next year. I feel a little ashamed, but Tian Tian won't refuse. Thank you, leader. Tian Tian nodded. Thank you also for the leader's approval of my contract. You brought sponsorship to our team and bureau. We are not unkind, so naturally we have to get it done for you as soon as possible, Director Li said. Because of Tianation's endorsement contract, the swimming team has 230 more people. Million in income. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 1198. 1197. In the past, athletes spent money all the time, so when did they make money for the team? But Tian Tian was so outstanding that he did this and created a new development direction for the sports industry. Yeah, well, I'm here this time. In addition to participating in the celebration party, I also want to tell the team that I want to retire, Tian Tian said. After all, I am not young, and I have always been on top, and on the bottom. It's not fair to the young players. Tian Tian knew that she was cheating, but the other athletes were working hard. Tian Tian has become famous, and her private club has been built, so she does not need to occupy the national team's training venue. Although he was a little reluctant to feel the excitement and racing heartbeat during the competition, Tian Tian didn't want to block other people's way. Director Li was stunned and said in shock, retire. Director Li looked at Tian Tian and then at Coach Wu. Coach Wu nodded and said, teacher, he said it before. Oh, are you retiring? Director Li said, you are now a national treasure level athlete of our country age. Although we should respect your decision, even though you are not young, Your physical condition is very good and you can definitely participate in large-scale competitions. Competition. Director Li also temporarily took the credit for director Jiao's work, and his reputation was somewhat unfair, so he hoped that He Tiantian could continue to participate in the competition and become his political achievement. The most important thing is that I think there are many good prospects in our team and we should give them a chance, He Tiantian said. The legend of one person is not as good as the legend of a team of people. And for projects that have already won gold medals, there is no passion to participate. Director Li regretted, although you have good intentions, it is still a pity that you retired. If you don't want to block other people's way and are not interested in projects that have already won the championship, then we can definitely apply for something that other team members are not good at. You don't. Those who have participated, wouldn't this solve the problem? Director Li just doesn't want He Tiantian to retire anyway. Let's not talk about his results. He retired as soon as he played any Tiantian. What do people outside think of him? Maybe some troublesome people would say that He Tiantian retired because he was dissatisfied with his leadership. He Tiantian was surprised that the leader might not agree to her retirement. Let me think about it, He Tiantian said, not wanting to talk about this topic anymore. Someone happened to say that a meeting was about to begin. He Tiantian went to the meeting with the big boss. As an outstanding athlete, after the leader's speech, He Tiantian also stepped forward to speak as a representative. He Tiantian didn't say much, she just encouraged everyone to work hard and achieve good results next time. Then the awards are given out. The gold medal comes with a bonus of 2,000 yuan and a bicycle. Silver medal, 1,000 yuan bonus, and a bicycle. Bronze medal, 500 yuan bonus, and a bicycle. This time He Tiantian received a bonus of 16,000 yuan and 8 bicycles. The money is put directly in the bag. What about the bicycle? In the end, Wei Yuan sent someone to drive a small truck over and transport the bicycles to the warehouse. During the Chinese New Year, they would be distributed to employees as benefits. Going home in the evening, He Tiantian discussed with Huo Yingjie whether to retire. Huo Yingjie put down the newspaper in his hand, thought for a moment and said, "If you don't want to swim anymore, then retire. If you want, you can keep 2 or 3 events. Not so many, it's too hard." Anyway, you have everything up to me, He Tiantian sighed, unable to get a negative answer from Huo Yingjie. Haha, as long as you are happy, Huo Yingjie smiled. He used to use a man's ideas to influence He Tiantian's decision-making, but not anymore. He Tiantian is his wife, but she is also an independent individual who has her own thoughts and can plan for her own future. No matter what decision he made, Huo Yingjie supported it. As long as she's happy. Tang Jian was having a meeting over there, and He Tiantian took the time to go there. It was rare that other shareholders were also there. Because a new movie has been released, I want everyone to go and watch it first. The movie this time is based on ancient heroines. The plot is not bad, and the person is beautiful and handsome. It should be able to have a good box office. After watching the movie, He Tiantian took the lead in applauding. This year's movies are not bad either, He Tiantian said, congratulations first. Tang Jian smiled and said, don't be happy too early, everything depends on the box office. By the way, everyone is here. Please think about it for me. If I retire now, will it have a big impact on everyone, He Tiantian said. If it was before, she would have quit at the request of her, but now she has filmed many commercials. If I withdraw, will it affect the advertising effect? Big. Tang Jian said, you are the best athlete now, but once you retire, your current achievements will be in the past, your exposure will be less, and the effect of endorsement will be less. Qi Zhenmin nodded and said, yes, Sister Tiantian, our commercial hasn't been filmed yet, so you can't retire. Don't you like swimming very much? I like it, But I feel that at my age, it's time to make way for young people, he Tian said, not wanting to use the golden finger he got to hinder the path of young people. Jiang Wenwen even shook He Tianation's arm and said, "Cousin, do you know? I put our advertisements and photos on TV stations and dealers below some time ago, and today we received additional orders from 50 dealers single. Do you know what this is?" "What concept?" He Tian asked. "Is the celebrity effect so powerful?" "Yes, it's that great," Jiang Wenwen said. "If we continue to maintain this popularity, our output value this year is estimated to be twice that of last year. At the same time, more places will call and ask to join. As long as next year, we will become the #1 brand in sports." "Ah," He Tian was surprised. "I didn't expect my influence to be so great." "It's just that big," Jiang Wenwen said. "Cousin, you can pick 2 or 3, 1 or 2. Anyway, don't retire. Give us a few more years of endorsement." "Haha, Sister Tian, if Sister Jingli knew that you had the idea of retiring, she would probably come to Yanjing right now," Chi Xiao Yan said with a smile. "Since it's not that you don't like it, but you just don't want to block other people's way, then you can. It's a difficult challenge." He Tian heard that she did like swimming and the atmosphere of the competition, so she would retire 2 years later. But in the future, she would practice difficult individual medley swimming, 200 meters, and 800 meters. It seemed that the national team had the qualifications for people to enter the Olympics show this shortcoming. "Okay, then I won't retire and will practice medley swimming," He Tian said. "It seems that our national team's performance in this area is very poor." "It doesn't matter what you practice, as long as you don't retire," Tang Qian said. "I was scared to death just now. I received a program yesterday. It is a sports program on CCTV. I want to give you an exclusive interview. If you are free, if so, then go record one session." The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 1199. 1198. Tang Qian's current entertainment company has signed He Tian, so he naturally has to help He Tian maintain his exposure. "Okay, now that I have accepted a few endorsements, I have to maintain my exposure and not let you spend your money in vain," He Tian smiled. "Anyway, after the meeting these days, there is nothing to do. I have a big vacation. By the way, I have 3 little sisters in the swimming team who have good results. They are the 3 girls in our relay race. If possible, I would like to take them too." "Okay, I'll give it a try, and I'll contact you when the time comes," Tang Qian said. "You are a celebrity now, so be careful what you say in the future." "I usually pay attention to it," He Tian smiled. "There shouldn't be any big mistakes." After that, the shareholders talked and laughed again, especially during He Tianation's absence, hearing the funny things they encountered, and He Tian laughed from time to time. After returning home, He Tian made her decision to Huo Yingzhe. "Well, that's good. I have something to do and I won't be very tired," Huo Yingzhe said. "I've been a little busy recently and can't take you out to play. My children are in school, and I don't want to go anywhere," He Tian said. "Recently, Tang Qian received a talk show for me, and I went to record a few episodes. Now that I am a celebrity, I can also feel the feeling of being a celebrity." "Haha, okay," Huo Yingzhe agreed, "but it's best to bring a bodyguard with you wherever you go. You can't travel alone." "I've written it down," He Tian said. "Although it's safe outside, you're not afraid of 10,000, just in case." Director Li, head coach Wu, and Zhu's Hitao of the swimming team heard that He Tian was not retiring and had also chosen a difficult sport in the team. Although they were a little regretful, they were also very happy. He Tian has always been good at performing miracles, maybe he can win the championship. After that, the leaders were busy reporting on their work and summarizing their experiences. He Tian had no experience. After participating 2 or 3 times, he didn't want to go. Sci-fi was very happy every time she saw He Tian Tian and said, "Teacher He, thank you, because you are my role model, I can make such rapid progress." "That's all because of your efforts," He Tian Tian smiled. "By the way, there will be a talk show the day after tomorrow. I told my agent that I want to take 3 little sisters with me. If you are willing, just come with me. If you don't want to, forget it." "Ah," Sci-fi said excitedly, "Teacher He, are you on TV? Which channel?" "CCTV, Daily Sports, we watch it often," He Tian Tian said. "Would you like to go?" "Teacher He, can we really go?" Sci-fi was excited. "That's Daily Sports, such a famous program. Only those who are very powerful can go on it." "Teacher He is very powerful." 11 Wrong said, 8 gold medals. "Yes, Teacher He is certainly qualified to go." Lu Yuhua also said excitedly, "Can we really go?" He Tian Tian nodded and said, "You are very powerful, of course you can go." "Then what should we wear?" Sci-fi said, "or sportswear?" "Haha, of course it's sportswear, but it's the more playful kind." He Tian Tian said, "Give me your sizes, and I'll have someone send you clothes." "That's good. You don't have to worry about not having anything to wear when you go on TV." 11 Wrong said, "Do I need to put on makeup or get a haircut?" Someone will put makeup on you that day. As for your hair, it's not long to begin with, so don't bother with it." He Tian Tian smiled and said, "You are all amazing, and you are young. If you work hard, you will definitely be able to grow in the future. Good results in the Asian Games." "Thank you, Teacher He, we will work hard." Sci-fi said. "By the way, Teacher He, are you sure it's the Daily Sports in the morning the day after tomorrow? I'll go back and let my parents watch TV. I'm on TV. I also want to tell my mother." 11 Wrong and Lu Yuhua said in surprise, "That's CCTV." He Tian Tian laughed loudly and said, "That is a recording, not a live broadcast. The specific day it will be broadcast depends on the arrangement of the TV station, not the day after tomorrow." "So that's it." 11 Wrong said, "Then when the time comes, I'll ask you questions, and when it's played, I'll let my parents in my hometown, as well as my grandparents, watch it." "Okay, I'll record the show the day after tomorrow, so it won't delay your vacation." He Tian Tian said, "It seems that I went, and there are gifts to get, but I don't know what they are." "Great!" the 3 of them exclaimed. "What are you so happy about?" Zhu's Hitao came over and asked. This time, He Tianation's results were good. As He Tianation's coach, he not only had such powerful athletes as He Tian Tian, but also Sci-fi, 11 Wrong and Lu Yuhua. Such a good seedling status in the unit will be greatly improved. "Teacher He is going to participate in the recording of CCTV's Daily Sports and will take us with him." Sci-fi said, "This is my first time actually appearing on TV, and it's a talk show. In the past, when I went on TV, I was photographed by news reporters." Zhu's Hitao was a little surprised when he heard this. "Oh, why don't I know?" Zhu's Hitao asked. "Coach Wu, does Director Li know?" "I don't know," He Tian Tian said. "Tang Qian told me this directly. I don't know if the TV station has contacted the team. Am I unable to participate without the team's consent?" Zhu's Hitao nodded and said, "In principle, it's okay, but if you go tell Director Li and Coach Wu, you should be allowed to go." At this moment, Director Li and Coach Wu came together. "Teacher He, let me tell you some good news. The producer of CCTV's Daily Sports sent an official letter and wants our swimming team to record the program." Director Li said, "This is a good opportunity to promote our swimming team. Everyone prepare well, we will record together the day after tomorrow." Hearing this, He Tian Tian smiled, nodded, and said, "Okay, with the leader here, I won't be nervous." He Tian Tian winked at Sci-fi and others and told them to stop talking. "Well, when the time comes, we will have to use our team spirit to record the program and show off the style of our swimming team. He Tian smiled and said, this is good, it will save her the need to apply, and if she says the wrong thing, she will offend someone. After that, Coach Wu and Director Li left together. Coach Zhu, we have been back for a long time. How did the team deal with Jiao Lihong and Cai Fenfang? Xie Fei asked. At that time, they heard that Jiao Lihong and Cai Fenfang were using doping. They still didn't believe it, but 2 urine tests if they are all, you can't cheat. Seeing the 4 team members looking at him, Zhu's Hitao whispered, send him back to the provincial team, and he will not be able to participate in any competitions for 2 years. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 1200. 1199. This punishment is severe. They feel that Jiao Lihong and Cai Fenfang are too stupid to do this. With their results, they will definitely win the gold medal in the future. Oh my god, 11 wrong exclaimed, we can come to the national team and go through so much hardship. Once we go back, we may not be able to come back. Moreover, we will be suspended for 2 years and cannot participate in the World Championships and Asian Games. Yes, Zhu's Hitao sighed, good seedlings are just ruined. In fact, although Jiao Lihong and Cai Fenfang's results are not top-notch, they are not bad. They can't win the gold medal, but they can still sprint to the silver medal. Regardless of the gold medal, silver medal, as long as it is a medal, my future work will be settled. Yes, Yefifa, I said, they are too impatient to think about it. But I think it's impossible for someone as smart as Jiao Lihong and Cao Fenfang to think of this. And someone as smart as Director Jiao will definitely remind Jiao Lihong. Furthermore, even if Jiao Lihong doesn't have a gold medal, she can still do it with Director Jiao's uncle here. Got a good job, Lu Yuhua said. She couldn't understand and felt it was strange. He Tian looked at Lu Yuhua as if she didn't expect this girl to be very thoughtful. Yeah, it's a little strange, Zhu's Hitao said. Anyway, it's over now, so don't think too much about it. Remember, the right path is to work harder in the future, and don't think about those crooked ways. I know, Coach He Tian took the lead and said, she had no sympathy at all for Jiao Lihong and Cai Fenfang. Those 2 people are really bad, always trying to frame others. Now let them have a taste of being framed. While the team was having continuous meetings, 2 young women were sitting facing each other in a small tea house outside. These 2 people looked indignant, they were Jiao Lihong and Cai Fenfang. Why did you frame me? The 2 women said at the same time. Jiao Lihong added, you tell me first, we have all been punished for this, let's tell the truth. Jiao Lihong was not a fool. After what happened, she could hardly sleep. After thinking about it, she felt that Cai Fenfang was the most likely to frame her because they were in the same room and she was not guarding against Cai Fenfang. Cai Fenfang looked a little uncomfortable and sighed, I became a Buddha in 1 thought and a demon in 1 year. I am too greedy. Is it really you? Jiao Lihong was excited, I usually treat you so well, why do you treat me like this? Cai Fenfang could already see that her swimming career was over, and she was no longer afraid of Jiao Lihong. She looked at Jiao Lihong and said coldly, is that what you are doing to me? You can come and go as soon as you call, no matter what the occasion is. Never care about my feelings. My family is an ordinary family, not as good as yours. If I don't flatter you, I might be bullied by others, so I can only endure it. In fact, I really hate you. Jiao Lihong was stunned, she didn't expect Cai Fenfang to say that. In fact, in her heart, she regarded Cai Fenfang as a good friend, and she had a bad temper. Cai Fenfang never said it, she thought Cai Fenfang didn't care. Okay, maybe I had a bad attitude before, I'm sorry. Then can you tell me why you framed me? Jiao Lihong couldn't understand. If she was just angry, she wouldn't be framed for doping? Cai Fanfang sneered, when I saw you hiding something secretly, I knew it was something shameful, so I secretly took half of it and put it into Hetianation's drinking water. I originally thought that Hetianation's urine test failed. But I never thought that it was you and me who were unqualified. What? Jiao Lihong was surprised, you just stole my medicine and drugged He Tian Tian. Didn't you drug me? You and I are not on the same project, and of course I will not drug you, Cai Fanfang said, although I hate you, I won't take risks. Then why did you drug He Tian Tian? And secretly took my medicine, Jiao Lihong asked hurriedly, why did Coach Wu and Team Dr. Li suddenly come to check on me? Haha, Cai Fanfang smiled, you have already guessed it, why do you need me to say it again? Why did my urine test fail? Why are the ingredients of the medicine similar to yours? Did you give it to me? Jiao Lihong shook her head and said, I didn't drug you, I just wanted to drug He Tian Tian. As long as she didn't participate, I might be able to get the gold medal. You drugged He Tian Tian with the medicine I bought. Prepare kill someone with a borrowed knife. You can put it this way, Cai Fanfang said, since we didn't drug each other, why did our urine test fail? Someone must have drugged us, Jiao Lihong said, who do you think it could be? Cai Fanfang smiled bitterly and said, what can we do if we know who it is? We are all like this anyway. After all, we want to strike first to gain advantage and to suffer disaster later. What can we do if others respond in their own way? It's just that we want to strike first to gain advantage and to strike later will suffer disaster. It's just that his skills are inferior to others. Jiao Lihong was in a daze and said, do you also think it's that old woman He Tian Tian? Who else could she be? Cai Fanfang said, it's just that we don't have any evidence, so we can only suffer the loss of being dumb. Jiao Li's eyes were red, things were already like this, she had nothing to say. Cai Fanfang felt uncomfortable. She never expected that it would end up like this. Things are already like this, so let's say goodbye and pretend we don't know each other. I usually treat you badly, and you hurt me, so it's even. After Jiao Lihong finished speaking, she walked out and wiped her tears outside. Cai Fanfang lowered her head, tears dripping on the table. Not only was she sad for herself, but she was also crying for the past life that she didn't want to recall. He Tian Tian didn't care what happened to the two of them. Anyway, they had already been punished and there was no need for her to continue. He Tian Tian took her teammates and participated in the talk show with the coach. Host Zhu Hao was very surprised to see He Tian Tian. He didn't expect it to look better up close. The host sat on a single sofa next to him, and on the couch opposite sat Coach Wu, Zhu's He Tao, and He Tian Tian. Because He Tian Tian is good looking, photographers unconsciously tend to take pictures of He Tian Tian. Teacher He, I can tell you that you are an athlete, but from the coach to the team members and even the cleaning staff, why do you call you Teacher He? Zhu Hao asked with a smile. He had already checked the information before, but he had to go through this, ask questions, let the guests speak for themselves, and conduct interviews. He Tian Tian smiled and said, haha, there are actually two reasons. First, because I used to be a teacher, second, because I am older, even 2 years older than our coach Zhu, and the team members are all. It was a young man in his 20s who felt a little embarrassed to call me by my first name, so he called me Teacher He. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 1201. 1200. He Tianation's answer was lively and humorous, causing everyone to laugh. Now everyone likes He Tian Tian, not only because of her strength, but also because of her character. Work hard yourself, and help others work hard together. Zhu Hao looked at the young coach Zhu and asked with a smile, "Is this true?" "It's true." Zhu's Hitao nodded. "Now we all call her teacher He, and because she has good grades, but she is never proud, she is very good to her teammates around her, and often guides other players under me, so that they have made great progress. I am a coach, and teacher He also plays the role of a teacher in our group, and she deserves the title of teacher." Zhu's Hitao smiled and talked and laughed on the surface, but he was very sad in his heart, as if it was a knife cutting. If he and Yunhua had not divorced, he would have another answer, because his wife was teacher He's student at Nanyang Technological University, so he called He Tian Tian teacher He. After the divorce, Zhu's Hitao could not say that. Although he missed Yunhua and the children very much, he did not want the outside world to disturb Yunhua and the children before remarrying. What's more, Yunhua has no plan to remarry, which makes him feel even more disappointed. Sci-fi, tell me, is that right? Zhu's Hitao looked at Sci-fi not far from the stage. This is another female team member who won the gold medal besides He Tian Tian. Zhu Hao was deeply impressed by her. Sci-fi stood up, and the staff next to her handed her a microphone. She took it and said, "Yes, I am in the national team. The head coach taught me the swimming skills, and teacher He taught me not only the tricks of swimming, but also my life guidance. From teacher He, I know the importance of reading, so I signed up for a tutoring class to learn high school knowledge. Last summer, I was admitted to university. Here, I want to thank teacher He for giving me guidance when I was confused." Zhu Hao was stunned. He didn't expect that Sci-fi was admitted to university. She is an ambitious girl. "You are also great," Zhu Hao praised, and then asked, "Coach Wu, can you tell me how the swimming team performed this time? What is the significance?" This is obviously to let Coach Wu show off. Head coach Wu smiled and said, "It's of great significance. This is the achievement of our entire swimming team. First of all, we broke the record of 0 gold medals for the swimming team." Head coach Wu spoke a lot, praised everyone, and gave very fair comments. The atmosphere of the interview was very good, with bursts of laughter. Zhu Hao was looking forward to this episode of the program. When they went back, each person received a gift, which turned out to be a badminton racket. There were more than a dozen people this time, so 1 pair per person was not a small number. He Tian Tian took the ball and racket home, and Huo Yingjia happened to be at home. "Come on, let's play ball," He Tian Tian said. "We sit all day, exercise a little." Okay, Huo Yingjia took the racket and played against He Tian Tian. He Tian Tian played various kinds of balls. Huo Yingjia honestly caught the ball, and Huo Xiaosan helped pick up the ball next to him. Finally, He Tian Tian finished shooting the commercial, and then received a call from Director Li. It turned out that the Olympics were over and she had to go to Hong Kong and Macau for exchanges. He Tian Tian had to pack up and leave. Fortunately, Kui Ying and Wei Yuan have returned. Huo Yingjia was worried and followed them. Tang Qian caught up with the movie promotion, and a large group of people arrived in Hong Kong. The promotional activities were warmly welcomed by the locals. Everyone called He Tianation's name together, and some people even kept coming to ask He Tian Tian for autographs. Tang Qian's movie premiere was very successful, but He Tian Tian did not see Tang Pingan. After the premiere, there was a celebration banquet. He Tian Tian gently asked Tang Qian, "Didn't you give Tang Pingan an invitation?" "I did, but it seems that he didn't come," Tang Qian said. "There are many people today, so I didn't care too much. As a writer and screenwriter, Tang Pingan should attach importance to such an opportunity, and being good friends with Tang Qian is very good for future development." So He Tian Tian walked to Xie Weining and asked softly, "Sister Weining, why didn't Tang Pingan come?" Tang Pingan was one of her proud students. It was a bit strange not to see him in Hong Kong. If there was something, Tang Pingan would tell him in advance. Xie Weining paused slightly, Thinking of Tang Pingan not letting her talk, she shook her head and said, I don't know either. You don't know either, He Tian was even more surprised. No, that's not right. In Hong Kong, you are also his predecessor and elder. You should know his situation, right? Uh, uh, I've been busy recently and haven't contacted him. Xie Weining was worried that He Tian would notice something strange, and she was a little flustered. At this time, He Tian noticed that Xie Weining was different, frowned and asked, Sister Weining, is Tang Pingan in trouble? Xie Weining was embarrassed, but facing He Tian's eyes, she couldn't lie. Thinking of Tang Pingan's situation, she sighed and said, Hey, Tang Pingan did have an accident. It's just that he didn't let me tell you. If I don't agree, he will break up with me. He Tian was surprised and asked hurriedly, what happened? Xie Weining sighed and said, I don't know the details. It seems that Tang Pingan was sent by a gangster brother to break his leg. Ah, He Tian couldn't believe it, broken leg? When did it happen? Who? This time last year, something happened to you the day after you left Xiangjiang. Xie Weining said, I asked who Tang Pingan was, but before I could find someone to deal with the mastermind, I didn't expect that the underworld boss was killed by his mistress. I wanted to tell you, but Tang Pingan didn't know what happened and refused to let me. Although he can still walk after treatment and rehabilitation, he can only walk for a short time and spends most of his time in a wheelchair. He Tian was angry and said, he was injured, why didn't you tell me? Where does he live now? I will go see him tomorrow. If possible, I will take him back for treatment. He has moved to a quieter place now. I will take you there tomorrow. Xie Weining said, I always feel that Tang Pingan is quieter than before. Although he keeps writing books and the quality is good, I always feel that there is something wrong with him. Well, let's go and take a look tomorrow. He Tian nodded, by the way, something happened to him. Is there any financial pressure on him? Xie Weining smiled and said, there should be no financial pressure. There are a lot of manuscript fees and copyright fees. Plus, since he has a bad leg, he has less social activities, so he should not be short of money to spend. Let's ask tomorrow. He Tian said, by the way, where is his family? Are they taking care of him? His family is not used to living here, and they have gone back long ago. If they don't understand Cantonese, Xie Weining said, now there are Filipino maids taking care of him. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 1202. 1201. After washing up at night, He Tian was a little absent-minded. What's wrong? Huo Yingzhe asked, wiping He Tian's hair with a towel, and then took out a hairdryer to dry it. Tang Pingan had his leg broken by a gangster boss. It happened last year, and it was just after I left Xiangjiang. Could it have something to do with me? He Tian asked. I remember Lu Lingli's concubines were all the underworld. I don't know. I'll check tomorrow. Huo Yingzhe said, don't worry, if it's because we implicate him, I will compensate him. Well, Sister Weining and I will go see him tomorrow. He Tian said, I want to buy some more supplements. Hey, it's quite pitiful to be alone in Xiangjiang. I'm already 30, not married, and still I broke my leg and became a disabled person. Okay, go ahead. Huo Yingzhe said, be careful on the way and don't leave the bodyguard's sight. With Kui Ying, Wei Yuan and a group of bodyguards here, nothing should happen. Early the next morning, Huo Yingzhe went to investigate. He Tian had breakfast and met with Xie Weining to visit Tang Pingan. Tang Pingan was walking with a cane in the small garden in the yard, looking up at the flower garden from time to time. Xie Weining rang the doorbell. The Filipino maid came out to open the door and saw that it was Xie Weining, so she asked someone to come in. Because Xie Weining and his wife came here often, the Filipino maid knew them. He Tian came in and followed the Filipino maid to the small garden at the back, where she saw Tang Pingan's increasingly thinner back. Tang Pingan, why didn't you let Sister Weining tell me that you were injured? He Tian stepped forward and asked, quite concerned and confused. Xie Weining knew that He Tian valued Tang Pingan very much, so she didn't say anything. Tang Pingan looked at He Tian who was making a big move and smiled bitterly, knowing that he couldn't hide it anymore. I didn't go to the premiere before because I didn't want Teacher He to see him like this. At the same time, he didn't want Teacher He to feel guilty. It's nothing, I'm just worried that you might worry, Tang Pingan said. I'm fine now. You can see that I can stand up and walk, so there's no need to say anything. Teacher He is very busy, and Tang Pingan doesn't want to disturb He Tian. Just talk nonsense, He Tian said. I see, in your heart, you no longer have me as a teacher. No, Tang Pingan repeatedly begged for mercy, I just don't want to disturb you. After all, you have to participate in the competition, you have so many business matters to deal with, and you have children at home. Tang Pingan's voice became smaller and smaller. He Tian said, okay, anyway, you hid it from me before, so how are you now? It's much better now, Tang Pingan said. The doctor said that if you rehabilitate well, even if you can't recover like before, you won't need to use crutches. That's good, He Tian nodded. If you have something to do in the future, you can't hide it from me. I may not be able to help you a lot, but I can help you a little. By the way, I know a holy resort where I used to be an educated youth. There are hot springs there, and the environment there is very good, which will help you recuperate. If you don't want me to be angry, come with me there this time. The reason why Tang Pingan hid in Xiangjiang was because he didn't want to get too close to He Tian. It's just that He Tian doesn't know what Tang Pingan is thinking. Xie Weining vaguely understood something from the way Tang Pingan looked at He Tian. Alas, there is love and infatuation in life, and this hatred has nothing to do with the wind and the moon. The two were destined not to be together, so Tang Pingan chose to leave and remain silent. Isn't it so magical? Tang Pingan said, I'm doing well here. I usually recuperate and write manuscripts, and my life is very comfortable. I still won't go. There is a very good Chinese medicine doctor over there. If you go there for acupuncture and coordinate with your rehabilitation, the effect may be better. Not only can you walk normally, but you can also walk as fast as before, He Tian suggested. Qijia village, it is indeed a good place to recuperate. That Wang Shuilian carefully studied the medical book that Huo Yingjia left for her. After more than 10 years of accumulation and practice, she can now use it flexibly. Maybe it can really help Tang Pingan. Tang Pingan smiled and said, okay, I'll go after I finish writing this book. Teacher He is not someone who just talks freely. If she says something is good, it must be good. Well, then hurry up, He Tian said. Sister Weining, if you are free, go there with Brother Qian for a walk. It is really a good place, with beautiful mountains, beautiful water, and the local area peach preserves, peach gum, peach blossom wine, etc. are all excellent, especially for women. Really? Xie Weining asked. Zijao and I have a vacation next month, and we are preparing to travel to Malaysia. Since you said that, I really want to go and see it. If you go, you will know the benefits, He Tian said. If you go in summer, you can escape the heat there. In winter, although it is not as green as summer, it has more charm. Now He Tian started to fool, it was propaganda, and people she knew went to Qijia village to travel. She wasn't lying, it was definitely a good place. Well, okay, I will definitely go this year, Xie Weining said. Peace, you don't have many books left. We will go there together then. That's okay, Tang Pingan said. At noon, Teacher He, Ms. Yeah, please stay with me for a light meal. He Tian smiled and said, it's not very convenient for you here. Today we will take you out for a walk and eat delicious food. The teacher will treat you. Why are you so embarrassed? Tang Pingan was a little embarrassed. The teacher came to visit him and invited him to dinner. Haha, when I was at school, I often invited you to dinner, and I never saw you being embarrassed. He Tian said, okay, let's go. I'm here, how can I ask you to pay for it? Thank you, teacher. He Tang Pingan smiled shyly, thinking of the past years. Those green years are gone forever. At noon, He Tian invited Xia Weining and Tang Pingan to dinner, and also asked the driver to take Tang Pingan back. When Tang Pingan came back at night, he was a little happy when he thought of the excitement during the day and was touched by He Tian's good mood. In fact, it's a pleasure to see teacher He often, isn't it? Touching his legs, Tang Pingan sighed. He also had some connections in Xiangjiang. He spent money to find someone to find out who broke his leg. Unexpectedly, he found out that it was because he was He Tian's student that he beat him to take revenge on He Tian. Sweet. He didn't want He Tian to know, he just didn't want He Tian to find out that he was disabled because of her. If teacher He knew about it, teacher He would have trouble sleeping and eating for the rest of his life. He wanted teacher He to be happy, but he didn't want teacher He to feel sad or guilty because of him. This was never what he wanted. From beginning to end, he just wanted to be a person who silently blessed teacher He.